Okay. All right. Um, Hello, guys. Good evening. Hope you guys are doing good. I can see here that we have about three people. About three people. So if you are here, just drop a message. Don't mind me. I'm quite tired today. I know I was tired last week, so but it's not. Uh, it's been a very full day. Let me drop a message and let me know if you can hear me clearly. Right, I'd like to be sure of that. And before we get started, happy Independence Day to you guys. It's Independence Day in Nigeria today, so yeah, happy Independence. Um, all right. Last week we got started on the ATS system, right, and we were able to set up the project and also we were able to set up the projects and also put some things in place. We were able to implement one of the endpoints, which is the endpoint for for analyzing the resume. And what that basically does, this is that endpoint here. And in case you were not here last week, we are building this with NestJS. So yeah. So what that endpoint does basically is to accept the file, and then there's an analysis service here. So the analysis service pretty much just integrated with um, OpenAI, right? And so we use OpenAI and we passed in some prompts into OpenAI to um, yeah, to extract. So we extracted the text from the file, and then we used prompts. We use OpenAI to analyze the resume based on some criteria, and then we, because we wanted the response to be in a particular way, right? As you can see here, there's an analyze resume response detail. So this is what we wanted to have, and this structure. So typically, this kind of structure you would get it from a PRD, right? Your PRD would specify that, oh, like we should get this number of information, right, after analyzing a resume. So what I did yes last week was to use AI um, to generate those things, and this was that. All right. So and then we asked, I think it's part of, yeah, I think it's part of the, yes, exactly. So we gave the AI the exact example of the response that we're expecting. This is one very nice thing we can do with AI. So we gave the AI a very nice sample, right? Which is why we could do something like this. This is why we could do something like this, because it's part of the response. It's because we've already specified it. Um, because we've already specified it. So give me a minute. Let me just share the link. All right. So okay. So today we are going to we are going to be rounding up this, and to be clear, because I'm not so much of a front end person, we are going to be fully vibe coding the front end side of things. But one thing I would like to also do, and we're going to get to front end very soon, but one thing I would like to do, right, aside from just analyzing the resume, one thing I think would be nice is if we can generate a new and improved resume. I don't know if you get my point. If we can generate a new resume, say for instance, this. So there's this resume, for instance, right? And this resume, let me try to open it. Open it. We didn't find this resume. Yeah. So so imagine, so we have this resume, and I know this is going to be quite tricky, but what I'm thinking we can do is, if for instance, we say that, oh, there are things that can be improved here, can we basically update our implementation or add a feature where we can just update or generate a new resume that has those updates applied? So that is one thing I'm looking forward to implementing. And let me know if you've done something like this before. I haven't, so I'm also looking forward to this. So okay, so this is cool. One thing I like to do is actually, sorry. So let's just start the API. I just want to test this API again and be sure that we're good. I know, don't mind this. Yeah. Is it analysis? I think so. Yeah. So this is that resume, and then I copied this. This is a sample job description that I copied. So let's make sure that this is going the right API. Mm. One thing that would be nice to have is some nice logs here, because if you noticed while I was running or testing this, we didn't have any log whatsoever. Like even now that the request has gone through and then we've got our response, no logs. So, but we're not talking about production level code here. So you can see overall grade of this resume with respect to this job description is fair. The resume demonstrates whatever, whatever, whatever. So here we're saying that skills that matches JavaScript, okay, HTML5. Let me see. I think there's is there HTML5 in this one? Okay, they made mention of HTML5, CSS3. All right, so because these are not included in my the resume that I shared, then this automated testing is also not included, and then Agile and Scrum not included. Then section analysis. So there's a contact info. Okay, so this is clear and includes relevant links to GitHub and LinkedIn. So that's cool. Then the profile summarizes experiences well, but could better highlight front-end skills and specific technologies relevant to the job. Okay, yeah, I think that's mostly because this job description is full stack, and then my resume is strictly backend. So that's that's why. And then the experience is relevant, but primarily focused on backend exactly. So education, then this. Okay, so the missing keywords. We have all these ones are missing suggestions. Include more front end technologies like. Okay, all right. So what I want to do now is let's move to the front end. At least let's build something on the front end that would let's build something on the front end that would visualize what we have on the back end. So there are two approaches we can take for this front end code. The first one the first one is to see how we can. So the first one would be to um, build it out as a separate server, right? Where the the front end is separate and we have to run it as a separate server. Then the second thing, or the second way we can do this is to actually because to actually render the front end using the backend, right? And if that's something that's totally possible, hold on, let me open up. I know that there's something I think so. We're going to like we can render the front end or the front end files as a static files, pretty much, right? I know there's something like that. I know we can do something like that with Express. So I'm guessing we can do the same. Hmm. We can even make use of maybe templating engine. So that's also cool. But I'm trying to see if there's a way for us to make use of React, but instead of using static. Okay, so what does this mean? Okay, once done, we can import. In order to serve static content like SPA, we can use the serve static module from the NestJS. Okay, first we need to install the required package, and then what happens? Also, so can we use? So let me ask this guy. So we can switch to ask. Can we use the what's our package again? Can we use the NestJS static library to serve? Because I'm thinking, I think it'd be nice for us to use like a React front end to serve a React front end in this project. Because I think it's even easier when it's on another in a separate server. So where is it? Okay, so first you need to perfect. No. Yes, you can definitely use this to serve React front end from an AGS project. This is common practice. This is a common pattern for full stack applications. Let me show you. Okay, so first thing we need to do is to install this package, and then yeah, we can do this. Okay, we got this from here. So okay, all right. So let's just get right into it. So we need to add a client folder. All right, let's see. All right, then we can add this one here, and then we can import this one from parts also. So pass to your React build folder. Okay, so this one links to this one references the React build, and then okay, this is to ensure that we exclude the API routes from static serving. But we don't have an API folder, so we might not really need this one. Although what we can do now that we're looking at it is we can hold on to the inside this. So we can now we can create an API folder and then create a client folder. So hold on, let me delete this one first. By the way, if you are joining, we are trying to create we are trying to work on the front end part of things. So I want to move all the API files into the let me leave this one here. Let me move it. So let's move on the API. All right. So we have the API, and then we can create clients. Okay. So that's cool. What do we need to do? So your infrastructure should look like this. Okay. All right. So we're going to be using the clients folder to okay. I think I need to refresh this one. So SRC, then we have clients. So this we need to first okay, no, we don't need this one. Okay, we can okay, no problem. So we can run this one inside the client file folder. Uh, do. Mm, 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 mm. Let's see when this will be done. Pending the time. That's weird. Okay. So these are scripts, tests. Then you update the backend package adjacent scripts. Okay, so we have new scripts here. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. So that's cool. So our front end is getting ready. Mm. All right. So okay. So we said we need to update. I think is there any difference between the scripts here? It's still fine. The same script. So that's fine. So what we need to update is this one here. So we need to add this script. All right. So what this does is it enters this client folder and then runs npm build. And if you want to start the client alone, enters then runs start. All right. Um, okay. So in your React configure API calls to point to your NestJS backend. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It is fine also. Yeah. All right. So let's see what this looks like. All right. So what I'm looking at, what I'm looking for, let's see if anything. Let's see if we can access this thing on the browser. Nope. So we're not yet there. So there's something missing. Okay, with this in place, build static website and place its content and the location specified by the root path. Okay. Set path to render your product. Specify enable or disable settings. Touch control. I think they have okay, they have one that works here. Let me check what's there. Sorry, not this module. So how do we okay now? Okay. This setup will allow your network backend to serve your React while keeping your API. So how do we access the React frontend browser? Let's see you have that. This has been built. Okay. Okay, so we need to build first. Oh no, no, okay, I see why it's going to happen. Okay. You need to build the React first and there's a okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I totally missed that. My bad. My bad. So we don't have to cd into this. We can just run, let's build all first. No, actually, let's just we can do npm run starts for. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Ah, okay, okay. I see. This is not going to work. We need to update the. We need to update this thing. So let's hold on. So we need to move this out of here actually. Yes. And these other ones have to be inside the API folder. Yeah, that is why. So this should go back into the source. And please let me know if you let me know what I'm doing wrong. Bro. I'm trying to figure this thing out. So I think we should have, I think the API folder should be here too. And then these other guys should be inside the API folder. Yeah, that's what I think. Mm, no, no, hold on. No, no, this is not going to work. Hold on. Where's the client? So the API folder is here. Hold on, wait. So the API folder and the hold on. Let me just delete this one first. Let's assume that this is what we have. This should work because now from here it can CD into the client. I don't know why I was looking for API folder in the first place. Mhm. Okay, so in the client folder, there's a build. Let's see. Why do I see these guys does not understand what I'm trying to say? So why do I still need to this is, this is the issue I have. Why do I still need to no no I don't want to have the front end on another port. I want to serve the front end on the same port as the NestJS to have just one server. This guy's the not get what I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. That means this thing is not. I mean, this is going to work fine. And let's see. So it's going checking the clients. Although I feel like So you can start with build the app and point to its build. Aha, that's what I'm talking about. So this is build. Okay, let's see if this does anything. So keep your. Ah, finally. So this is now we are here. Awesome. All right, so we can then go into can go into the front end now, and then we can start making our changes. All right, so what I would do here is, all right, so I want to add the clients folder based on the API ATS analyzer that we are trying to build. It definitely takes some time, some getting used to. I mean, this whole prompting thing. Just minimal content for what we currently make use of. Tailwind CSS for the styling, Axios for sorry, no SV Axios. Nice. Okay, no worries. Integrates the analysis API endpoint. What else do I need to do? Okay, let's start with that. So while this guy is trying to probably figure out what to do, what I want to do is, remember I mentioned that I want to see how, let me do this one. So we have this. So for what I'm thinking of to work, right? And in terms of what I'm thinking of, I mentioned it earlier. Hi Somto, hi Adebayo. What I'm thinking of is, aside from analysis, right? Aside from just analyzing, sorry, aside from just analyzing the resume, what if we can generate a new resume for the user, right? I think it would be easier to generate just any resume based on the analysis that we've made, right? The trickier part would be to generate the exact same resume with the exact same template, right? The example I gave at the beginning was, say this is my resume, and then we analyze this resume and we have all those analysis um, figured out. What if we can edit this resume and make changes to it, or generate a new one that looks exactly like this with the changes already made, with the with the improvements already made? I honestly don't know how this is going to, how this is even going to happen, or but let's just look at it first. Let's start with being able to generate an improved resume first. Let's start with that. At least that needs to work. I just want to make any. I just want to make any changes. So just that's it. Implement the changes. Yeah. All right. So if we want to do that, so there are two ways, right? Because when we analyze, we expect the job description, right? And then we expect the file. Now, if you want to generate a new one, a new resume based on the analysis, it's either so if we create a new generate endpoint, for instance, that generate endpoint can take the same payload, the same file, and then the job description, and then make the analysis, and then run the analysis, and then generate the new one. But it means that we would be calling um, OpenAI multiple times because um, if the user analyzes first, we would have called OpenAI, and that would have cost us money. And yes, this is NestJS. Sorry, I'm just seeing your message. This is NestJS. If the user analyzes first, then we are going to be wasting money. So if the user analyzes first, we're going to be spending money, and then the user now decides to generate a new one. We would have wasted money because we would be making the same request multiple times. So we have to figure out a way to actually ensure that for a particular resume, we don't call OpenAI multiple times, right? So maybe that's the first thing we need to do. It means that we need to store this information on certain levels. Um, Now, how do we know that a resume is how do we uniquely identify a resume? Let me know what you guys think. How do we uniquely identify a resume? One way is to use maybe the resume name, the file name. Simple code review. Okay. Is to this is nice. I did not know that Cursor had this. This is very cool. Now you can do code review. But I can let's just come back to this place. Don't let's just keep everything for now. But this is very cool. This is actually very cool. Nice. But yeah, let's. Can I come back? How do I go back to where I was now? Nope. How do I come back here? Okay, wait. Wow. All right, so we're back here. So yes, email. Uh, I'm not sure we can use email. What do you mean by email, Somto? Do you mean the email of the user? How do you know the email of the user? Remember that in this case, we don't, this is not authenticated. Like we've not factored in like user, there's no user context. So every time a request comes in right now is from anywhere, right? And it can be by anybody. So yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, one of the ways we can do this is we can use the file name, right? If we use the file name, we maybe create a slug for the file name, and then we always compare the slug. Um, but that also means that if a user if a user just changes the name, right, they can get around the system and have us spend another money, but they don't know that. I guess they probably don't know that. So, but yeah, let me know. It's just the name that comes to my mind. The other way is it's very expensive. Is to is to take all the text, read the file, take all the text, and actually compress it into a particular hash, and then compare it. But that's just that might be unnecessary. So I'm looking I'm leaning towards just using the I am it. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I'm leaning towards just using the file name. Um, But yeah, that said, let's take a look at the front end that we have. Uh, I think we need to rebuild this now. That's the downside of what we're trying to do. By the way, Amit, just to give you some context for anyone that has joined after we've started the discussion. Uh, yeah, awesome. So just to give you some context, what I'm trying to do is, what we're trying to do really is that we want to ensure that when a resume is uploaded multiple times, we don't have to call OpenAI multiple times, right? So for that to happen, we need to have a way to uniquely identify a resume, right? And how do we do that? Somto mentioned email. I'm still trying to clarify what he meant by email. And to also add some context, we don't have user authentication yet, so we can't do it on the user level. Even if we have user authentication, like we cannot still use the user because the user can upload multiple email multiple resumes. So we can't just restrict the user to just one resume. So it has to be something about that particular file, right? Um, yeah. So I'm proposing we use the name, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that's most probably what I want to go with. Um, unless you guys come up with, like, unless you share like a much better way. Okay, so let me check. Let me go through this front end code. That is, um, I want to see. Say, okay, okay, this is some form of validation here, and then this is where this is generating like the payload. Then this is it's fetching. This is where it's calling the API analysis. Okay, yeah. Then render. All right, so let's try this and let's see. One thing I want to do is I want to add some kind of log in this place, and then we can always update this to, yeah, just so that we know what is happening per time. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Farm Tech. Farm Tech. By the way, let me know your real name. I'm sure your name is not Farm Tech, so let me know your real name. It feels weird calling you Farm Tech, so okay. So yeah, I think this is fine. So let's go with this log. Let's go with this log. I just want to test this front end thing and see if it works fine. Unless, or we need to maybe debug. Look for this one's resume actually. Okay, yeah, I think I tried to get this place is supposed to be like a PM. So let's generate generate a sample product manager job description. Yeah, associates. Oh no, how do I copy? Just job summary. Okay, let me just copy this. Okay, so the name, are you kidding me? The name is Niyi. Wow. This is this is one of those very rare situations where someone actually bears my name. Like, wow. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Very nice. Wow. which name is yours? Is it Olani or Adeni? Let me know. So I see. Okay. I'm curious to see. Nice. I don't say I'm curious to see how it shows the response. So this is quite cool. So this is what we have. This is quite nice actually. So nice, 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 nice. Okay, so what we need is an option to. We need to add an option to generate. So we're going to come back to that. So let's first um make use of we've mentioned that we're going to be using the slug. So what we're going to do is it means that we need to actually add some database to this thing. But because of time, we don't have time to actually like start adding database to this thing. Or do we? We can make use of. I think I have. Um, try to see how best we can do this. What we can do actually is to make use of, like, let's just use memory for now, right? Then by the way, I'm going to push this code to GitHub and share it so that you guys can have access to it. I think someone asked me last week. So let's what we're going to do is I'm trying to see how I can. So let me create some kind of um, model. Let's see models. Adeni, I used to study pharmacy. That's why. Ah, nice. Okay, 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 nice, cool. Nice to meet you. So I'm just going to create. So we need to have. This is for resume analysis. So let's say analysis. Sorry, analytics data. Analysis. I think this SES is the plural of SIS. So so we can say the model the TS. So we can do export class. Um, so the resume. No, this is not what we need. We're not storing the actual file. So what we need really is, so we have the job description, and then this is not going to just be the slug. Yeah, like we said, resume slug, right? And then this is, we don't need the resume here. We don't need the actual resume, right? So I'm going to say what is going to happen in real life. Like, so in real life, what we would have done is to upload the file to maybe Cloudinary, which you can actually do, but I don't want to spend more than 1 hour, max 1 hour, 20 minutes. So we can upload it to Cloudinary and then add the ID, or maybe upload it to S3 and then add the ID here, and add the key. I mean, so let's just leave it at resume slug and then the analytics data. So you can do analysis. So what I'm thinking of is okay. So for now, we can do analysis. So this analysis will be we have a response to here. So it will be of this one, of this response. So yeah. So by the way, because the way it's supposed to happen, which actually let me just do that. So this will be. So let me rename this to resume analysis. Let's put an analysis, and then we can have an analysis model. I'm trying to simulate an actual. Um, where is it? So let me just, I don't like, okay, I don't want to have to write some of these things. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, I think I can just, and please just pardon me with this thing I'm trying to do. Just don't mind me. I don't want to have to write so much code. That's what I'm trying to do all this. Um, so but it's because I don't want to import that DTO thing into this one. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm doing this. So because ideally we shouldn't be having DTOs inside the model. So but yeah, I think this should work. Ideally this should be like unique or something like that. Yeah. So what we can do is after analyzing and then after we get this, then we can. So ideally we should have like a repository where we can do this, but we can always also do that here. No. So what I want to do, sorry, is I want like a data. Okay, so we can. I'm just going to put that inside the analysis service. So um, that is guy. They're telling me that there's a repository. And actually, I'm actually going to go on and create a repository because what I want to do is in cases where repositories, repositories, is that so that's spell this way, right? Repo stories, exactly. I know I didn't spell it right because there's a way this repositories, yeah, exactly. So, so we should have like an resume, sorry, analysis, that's analysis, the repository.ts, and then resume analysis. All right, so this will be an export class repositories, and then we can have private, not necessarily logger, but it's fine. But I want to have, since I want to use memory, so private, thank you. Is that what we called it? That's what we called it actually, so that shouldn't be as wrong. Resume, this is resume analysis. So, sorry. So we have all these things there. We don't. So what we need, what am I trying to do? So find by resume slug, and then you are checking, you're saying that analysis, we analysis the ID. Nope, I don't need a resume. So, not find it. We can't even find by resume slug. We don't need this actually. So yeah. So what I want to do is create use UUID. Do you have UUID? Uh, OpenGS. I know we should have a UUID. I don't know. Yeah, we should have a UUID package. So yeah, this is what I need. Nope, not here. So I can use this. So we create this, and then that. All right, so that's for this. Oh, nice one thing we need to do here is to make it injectable so that don't mind me, I'm trying to rush. Yeah, so that we can inject it into the service. So we have a analysis. We have something similar for this and this, and then for this one, we need to create, and then we need the same thing here. Nope. So, and then I think for resume, let me just leave this for now, and then we can pull this in, right? And then what we want to do here is before we return the content here, so we can create a new analysis and set all this. No, 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 not create a new analysis. Let me just um, analysis equals to this dots. Okay. So then pass this one. I don't want to pass this one, and that's because this has to be, yeah, this, and then so this can be analysis ID actually. Analysis. No, 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 no. Why did I do this one in the first place actually? Resume analysis. To be honest, why am I creating two models? I think it's okay to create one. Let's just leave this for now. It's fine. Okay. Well, what's wrong with this? Analysis. All right. So that's that, and then I think we can just leave this actually. All right. So what has been equal? We should have. So what I would do here actually is to I want to do is resume. To be honest, I'm not so impressed with this. So what I would do here is this. So this is going to do analysis just as what we had before. So let me just revert it. This is a much better thing to do. Makes more sense than that other one. We don't need the analysis repository. Um, we don't need an ID for the analysis also. So this makes a lot more sense than that than what I was trying to do. So this is not this. We don't need this. That means so this what we need. This has to be okay. Yeah. So this is what we need. All right. So and this will be new analysis though. I see how it could be that. So yeah. Oh, because new analysis does not have like it doesn't have like a constructor. Don't worry, don't worry. Let's not complicate things. Mm, all right, so this is fine. So we don't need this one. So you can do resume analysis is resume dot analysis, the score, what to do, the suggestions, also the red flag, and strength also, and that's it. So what I want to do here is console.log. I will do JSON just 25. Yeah. All right. So it's 10 o'clock. Something funny is up. So let's see. Oh yeah, I see why this is happening. So we need to add the resume. Yeah, we don't need this one, but yeah, we need this one. So by the way, if you plan to make use of or learn NestJS at any point in time, please, it's very important that you have a good idea of the old dependency chain, right? Because it can give you some serious headache if that's something you don't understand, like how it works. Um, so so let's make use of. I think I want to copy this. One other thing you can do. I'm going to put the code. So the code on GitHub. And I'm going to because we're going to be wrapping up very soon. But one other thing you can actually plan to do is where is it? Yes, instead of putting like copying and pasting the job description, we can actually just have a link. You can take a link instead, and then crowd read the link and copy out the job description. You can do that. I think you can do that from the front end. Yeah, you can. So let's see. I'm quite. I'm trying to understand where this is coming from, though. I'm not sure, but okay. All right. So awesome. So you can see that our yeah, this is being created. So that's cool. You can see our full. Where is it now? Resume analysis. So okay, so that's working fine. You can see the slug. Look at me. I didn't do slug. This slug has to be. Where is the slug, by the way? Where's resume slug? How am I creating that? So it has to be. So we have to remove. Let me just do this. Just get to remove. So we remove space. So we replace spaces with a hyphen and trim. So that's what we need. Yeah, that's what we need there. So that's it doesn't we don't have something like this. So yeah. One other thing I want to make sure is happening is that um so we need to be able to find by resume slug. Yeah, so all we need to do here. before doing anything, don't send any request to AI first. Because today, so we first check if it exists. If it exists, we just return the analysis. Um, what we what we need to do here is to, is there a way we can just hold on? So what would make sense is for us to have, what's this? Okay. So what makes sense for us to have have a constructor for this actually. So we can have a constructor for this, yeah, and then yeah. No, is that all? I think we have more. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's it. So what we can do here now would be to pass resume analysis here, and that makes sense. So and then we can do the same thing here. Yeah. So um, so yeah, we can be sure that if all works fine now, if all works fine, we should check if it exists. If it does not exist, so if it exists already, so if it's calling, so if it's going to call OpenAI, we should get all of these logs, extracting texts and sending to OpenAI, and then we should get resume analysis not found. If not, we should. So let me see. Okay, it is okay. Yeah, yeah, I understand why. Because now, so the reason why it's still going is because the first time we made the call, I think we had not mutated the slug. Like we've not gotten the old slug thing right. So now we have a very nice slug. So if we clear this now, I want to clear this and try again. So yeah, you can see that was very fast. So you didn't have to go to OpenAI. So yeah, that's cool. So yes, so this works fine for us. Now, so I think I'm trying to see what is next. What is next for us? Now we've been able to like cut that old trip short. Um, by the way, you guys that are just watching this thing and are keeping quiet, God is seeing you. I can tell you, God is seeing you. All right. So what else do we want to do? So I mentioned I want to. So if we okay, what if we return? So okay, the generation thing. So generation. So let's work on generation. Um, so we can actually return resume slug. Yeah, I think we can return resume slug. Okay, I can say just resume ID in this case. Right. So sorry, analysis ID. Since analysis ID, we can let's let me do this one. So where's this? There's a there's an error here. Trying to figure out where that error is coming from. Maybe here. Okay. No, 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 no. So where did I add the analysis ID? Oh, I see. And that's okay. I see. That's because yeah, okay. Let me just copy these things out so that it's easier. Where's the analysis model? That's because of this. So We don't need this one. Although we can still do, I think uh, we can, I've forgotten what what's it called is in, okay, let me tell this guy to add it. So, let's say exclude analysis ID. How about add it? Yeah, I'm trying to see. There's a way we did on in TypeScript. I just can't remember right now. No, not this. Shit. Yes, exclude analysis analysis ID property from the inheritance. I'm kidding me. This guy is a fool. I'm just going to do this because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember. I need to remember this thing. How do I? Let me switch to ask. How do I exclude a property from a class that's been extended? Omit. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to look for. Yeah. So this is omit. I'm trying to. Yes. Thank you. This. Then. Why is this? No. Oh, I thought this one's like a new type now. Okay. So let me understand this thing. So yeah. Thank you, Abdulatif. But does anyone understand why this guy is still telling me only refers to a type, but it's being used as a value here? What does it even make sense? Are you guys seeing this? Okay, just hold on. Let me rewrite it. So extends omits. Hmm. So omits is supposed to work. Even, no, I'm not using omits type. TypeScript omits. Mm. So you need to create a subclass. Huh. Oh yeah, so omits. Yes, omits. So omits is used for okay, construct a type by picking all properties from type and then removing keys. trying to see. Let me show what's happening. Hmm. But what if this is actually a type? What if sorry, sorry, I'm working. Uh, let's see. All right, so let's move with this one so that we don't. What am I trying to do again, sir? Okay, so I think I wanted to return. Uh, I've lost myself. Okay, so I was trying. I added analysis ID to this thing. So all right, so that should be fine. Thanks, Abdulatif, by the way. Thank you. Uh, okay, so what else do I want to do? So it means that if you then so let's say we have a I mean, we can get an we have a get analysis function uh, found by analysis ID. So let me just add. I'll just add this one. I'm not sure it's necessary though, but so that's by the way. What I need to do here is so generate improved resume, right? So I don't know what is going to return yet, so I'm going to avoid and all right. So obviously, first thing we want to do is try to find it. So once we find it, then we can. If it does not exist, then we throw an error, right? Now, yeah, we can create another function. Yeah, that's what it's doing. Yeah, what's happening? Argument type analysis is now assignable to parameter type string. Where did this one say string now? Okay, where's the analysis from? Okay. Uh, this analysis is from here, right? Okay. Oh, I see. It's because it's the same name. Uh, from analysis. So, all right. So that makes sense. All right. So, okay. analysis framework, extract key requirements from the job. That's what this guy looks like. No, 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 no. We already have the analysis, bro. We already have the analysis, so we don't need this one. So, um, so what we need to be able to do is let's just create a new file first. So what we need to do is create new resume file, right? And then what do we need to do? Then save improved resume text. For all this is the first to actually, to be honest. Hold on, no, hold on. If we don't know, because at this point we honestly don't know what the initial resume looks like, right? So how do we improve on it? It don't happen. So we actually need to keep track of that resume file. Um, okay. So what we are going to do is what we're going to do here. So I'm going to say what should happen ideally, right? But also because of time, I'm going to say what we are actually going to do. So what should happen ideally is I mentioned initially that we should actually upload the file, right? So maybe upload the file to Cloudinary and or S3. If you're using Cloudinary, you can use the ID. If you're using S3, you can use the key and you can store that. And then at this point, we're supposed to retrieve the file, right? And then extract the text from the file. So once we extract the text from the file, then we can improvise and we can substitute the improvements, the improvements based on the analysis, right? Um, yeah, based on the analysis to generate a new one, and then we can convert that to a PDF and then stream that to the front end, or maybe also upload it. I think we should just stream it to the front end. Stream it to the response, right? So what I'll do here. By the way, I'll be ending this stream by 11, 12 by 10:30. So um, fetch file. It says fetch file from storage. That's it from. Let's just do from storage. Yes. And then what we need to do is what to generate. Then we generate improved resume, right? Then yeah, save improved storage as PDF. The PDF. Let's just stream the response. All right. So this is basically what we need to do. So let me this old storage thing. I'm trying to see how can we even get where this file was uploaded to in the first place. So what I want to do, let me log this file, and that's because I want to see if we can see the path to the file, because right now so we have an upload folder. So if you can see the path to it um, in this file object, then we can also store it and then extract it and fetch it. Okay, so this is what we have. So we have destination. All right, so I guess we can make use of the destination. No, 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 no. It's the path. Yeah, not destination. The path makes more sense. The path, yes, the path that works actually. Is a path that works. Is a path that works. Okay, so we use the path. Um, so what we can do is in this one, right, the resume analysis, we can do file paths. It's a file path here, and then in this we can do file paths. Yeah. So once we have the file path there, okay, it means that uh, honestly we don't need this function. Let me just get rid of the function. We're going to split this thing up much later. Let's have everything first. All right. So that thank you. So we are reading it right, and then it's a PDF, so it passes it right. No, so it needs to. No, no, no. Hold on. Calm down, guy. So are you going to use? Yes, we're actually going to use AI to improve it, but it has to use, yeah. So we have to call OpenAI to generate an improved resume using the analysis data and the resume text. Right? So what I'll do is on system prompts. Right? So the user prompt is what? Spirit analyze the following resume against the job description. No, 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 not the job description. So this would be, please generate improve using the following analysis and the, yes, exactly. Analysis data, resume text. Exactly, that's what I'm looking for. So what else? So what I want to do is nothing actually. I just want to log. Let me see what is returning first. Yeah, let me see what it returns first. So it makes sense to first. Let me see how I can finish this thing up. I don't want to come back next week with this to work on this. So no, 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 no. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what I want to say is in the response. Yep. Okay, so I will need the. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? So this is not going to work yet because we've not added the response. I mean no, we've not added the controller to generate. So let's put the ID. Let's add it. Let's put just generate is fine. Are you kidding me? I'm pained. I am pained. Okay, so okay, yeah. This will be analysis, then the ID, then generates. This is assuming it actually reads the file well. So this is where we'll be ending this week, guys. But let me see if this thing works fine. So what I'm going to do is to actually, so I'm going to end the, okay. So I'm going to end the live in a few minutes. What I'm going to do is, what I'm going to do is to, I'm going to update the code, right? I'm going to make a post and share the updated, sorry, the GitHub link, right, with the updated code. But yeah, as you can see, it has generated the improved version, right? So what I just need to figure out is, this is the original, where is it? This is the original document. I mean, the original resume. This is the original resume, right? It's someone's resume, by the way. This is the original resume. So what we need to figure out is, how do we preserve this? It's going to be tricky, but yeah, I'll try to see. I'll try to see. I'll make some research if it's possible at all. But at the very least, we've been able to at least improve this, right? The last thing I would just do is to convert this into like a PDF and um, and stream it. So so what does this do? I'm just going to have AI finish up everything. So, but yeah, I think the majority of the logic has been done, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm actually I'm very interested in figuring out um, why. Sorry, figuring out in figuring out if we can um, generate like the same resume. I'm very curious. I'm actually very curious. Yeah. So let me see how to know, is there a way we can, this is void. So I think what we need at this point is the part. I think it's the part we need to return to the exactly. So it's the part we need to return. Yeah. So exactly. So we need to have this, and so that's it. We download this one. Okay, just figure out the best one, please, guy. Don't stress me. Okay, I see. Okay, yeah, it's because yeah, that makes sense. Do. A type reference in the regulator must be imported with import type, or what does this even mean? Why would you just importing something from Express? Like, ah, I see. All right, so let's see. This is the last thing I'm doing. Don't mind me. I keep saying the last thing. I keep saying this is the last thing. So I just want this thing to work. And please drop a comment if you have a way for us to actually like generate the exact same the same thing with the same templates. But I think it's going to be tricky. I think maybe a better thing to do is to have people, is for us to actually have like templates and have people select what template they would like to use. And then we can fit in the response into a template before generating the file. I think that's a better approach or a more feasible one, to be honest. So, um, moment of truth. And yeah, it's safe to say, I mean, it's obvious, but yeah, for this, so let me do this actually. Let me send an alert. For this generate endpoint too, we should also check if we've generated before. And then if we have, we don't need to call OpenAI again because that's just waste of money. So yeah, and it also means that we need to, if we've generated before, we should actually just um, open up. How do I put it now? We should save the actual file and not just the content. We should save the actual file. So okay, so what I'm seeing here is that the file cannot be opened. The file is damaged. So I'm just going to try to see. This is the improved one, right? Yeah, I think I know the problem. You can't just name a file .pdf and yeah, and it will work. So there's probably a library. I think we should probably use that PDF pass thing that we use. I think that's what we should really be using. We should use PDF pass here. So convert the, yeah, exactly, because it's exactly just writing plain stuff inside the PDF. So let me see what that means. Okay, okay. So let's see if this works. So where's PDF? Hold on. Where's PDF documents coming from? Okay, there's one called PDF. Isn't PDF kits? I mean, I don't know what that's. I don't know about it. So okay, so it's PDF kits. Okay, so PDF generation library for Node.js. Okay, that makes sense. So let's quickly just set that up and it should be good. Hopefully. Mhm, mhm. Oh God. I wish I don't have to call this again, but I just do because we're making use of we're using the memory. So all right. So let me. can't believe I'm almost spending 2 hours here. Maybe this will actually be. Maybe we should improve, or we should increase this to a 2 hour call, a 2 hour stream, live stream. Please. If this does not work, then I'll have to go and figure it out after once we are done here. And then this is a problem. What's a problem? This is not a constructor. So what I guess is happening is where's that guy here? Okay. Let me try one more time. All right. Let's try again. If this does not work, I'm not. I probably can't sleep tonight. Okay. Please work. Have you guys ever been in that scenario where you are begging your code to work? It can be frustrating. Then first, let me send this first, at least, so that I will know whether there's a 500 error. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it worked. Sure. I'm going to probably just troubleshoot it later. Ah, okay, 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 okay. I've already set this one. I don't know what this even means. All right, guys. I'm going to troubleshoot this. It shouldn't be taking this long. All right, so I'm going to troubleshoot this, and I will make a post on it. I'll make a post about this. So thank you guys. Apologies for taking longer. I think this has been the longest um, live stream so far. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed um, this session today. And let me know in the comment section if like there are projects that you guys are looking for us to build. I just decided to try something with AI for this one, and I'm open to ideas, and I'm also open to just trying out new concepts, new tools too. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week for the next one. Have a nice day or night. Cheers.